Welcome to Nature Speaks. We are going to speak about roots at this point in time. And before we get into roots, I want to share with you what sparked my interest in roots. A few months ago, I celebrated 15 years of being married to the same woman. And I want to thank God for the wife that I have in Caroline. 15 years have been the best years of my life. And to celebrate the 15 happy years that we had together as a family, I decided to invite all my friends, my wife's friends, our family. We all had a huge get-together at home. We set the tables out in the garden. We hired tables and chairs. We had somebody to come and decorate the place. It was truly a well-orchestrated event. I had very little to do with the planning, but it was a well-orchestrated event. My wife put her heart and soul into the organizing of this event. But what amazed me is not just the decorations. The food that was there was amazing. There was every dish you could find. If you came from India, there was Indian food for you. If you came from Europe, there was European food for you. And if you just was fasting that day as well, there was plenty of water for you. It was a day to celebrate. And as my wife was in the kitchen and calling me to get ready so that we can dress up for the occasion, I noticed that the ladies in the kitchen were a bit agitated. They were a bit nervous. And so I stepped into the kitchen and I asked them what the problem was. And they told me that while washing the dishes, they noticed that the water is not going down the pipes in the sink. And so they asked me to help clear the pipes. And so I got a plunger and I did the manly thing that I can do. I began to press that plunger and the waters went down and the waters came up. I tried again, the water went down and the water came up. I eventually got a long piece of wire, strong wire, and I jammed it inside the pipe, trying to clear anything that might be clogging the drainage system. Unfortunately, it did not help. We had a few minutes left before the function can officially start. People were seated, but in order to avoid this embarrassing situation, I realized that it's better if I take a few moments and try to clear this drainage. I went to the end of the house outside, and there I opened the manhole. And there I decided to jam a few wires inside and pull the dirt or whatever might have been jamming the drainage system. When I opened the manhole cover, I saw something that has amazed me, something that made me realize the power that exists in small things. When I opened the manhole and I looked down, the pipe that releases the water was completely blocked with tiny fibrous roots. And as I looked there, I realized that this would be a valuable object lesson for my children. And so I called them. I said, Leandra, Matthew, please come and help me. And as they came towards me and the manhole, I went into the manhole and put my hands down and I yanked those roots out. It was soft. It was small. But because of the tight network that they have worked themselves into, it had blocked the flow of water, even against the pressure that was going against it. But the moment I removed those roots, the moment I scraped the roots off that floor and cleared the pipe, there was a gush of water flowing through, and the water flowed freely thereafter. When I left that place, closed the manhole, and went to get ready to change for the occasion, as I dressed up and put my shirt and tie on, I realized and I reflected on this unique experience that I had on my anniversary day. As I reflected on it, I realized that roots, as tiny as they are, can indeed stop a whole process if it is networked together. And so, because I was impressed with the power of these roots, I began to do a little research to find out what is unique about roots, and so that I can learn a little more as well. I discovered that the pattern of the development of a root system is termed root architecture. And it's important in providing the plant with a secure supply of nutrients and water, as well as anchorage and support. Roots is dependent on the size, it's dependent on the branching, and it is dependent on the distribution component of a tree. Having a balanced architecture allows fine roots to grow, to develop, and exploit the soil around it. As the roots grow, because of its architecture, it grows and it slowly creeps into soil, making way for the extensive root structure. Roots normally grow out, from the research I've done, roots normally grow out to about 3 times the branch spread. So if you have a tree at home and you see the branch spread for about 1.5 meters, you can know that the root structure would be 3 times that amount. So indeed, the root structure beneath that ground is indeed extensive. Researchers have shown that usually the roots on one side of the tree provide support and nutrients for the same half of the tree, the side that it is on. However, there are some roots that supply nutrients to the entire tree. The term root crops usually refer to underground plant structures which are roots, but it is edible at the same time. Roots such as potato tubers, edible roots such as cassava, sweet potato, beetroot, carrots, turnips, etc. It's amazing, but spices are also gathered from roots. It has also been shown in certain African countries that certain roots are used as an aphrodisiac, and it has helped many, many people. Tree roots, however, has the potential to destroy tall buildings. I remember once when we had to move into a house, and I was so excited to buy this house. But when I arrived there with my friends looked at the house, they looked at the roots coming through, cracking through the pavements, and they said, "Paul, if you buy this house, you are going to pay a lot of money in repairs because of the damage that the roots are going to cause." Yes, roots are so powerful. It has the power to uproot foundations. That's the power of roots. When we get back, we'll discover the true definition of a root and its uses as well. Please stay with us.